Hello everybody, welcome back. Happy Sunday. It's been a good week. I hope everyone's had their Sunday lunch, got their cup of tea ready, and I'm glad you're all joining me once again. And we've got a few things again to get over. First off, we have to say it. Congratulations to Liverpool, who have within the last hour been crowned English Football League champions. Just, it is what it is, but yeah, congratulations to them. Hello Drew, hello Darius, hello Warlion94, great to have you with me straight off. Let's get the talking points up for tonight though. So here they are. We have Luke Shaw is of course injured from this week, we understand, so it leaves us short. It leaves us very short in the left back position. So we're going to have a look at that. And then from that, we are actually going to start to pick our goalkeepers and defenders for the Euros. Essentially, I'm going to make a squad with you lot. And we're going to start this week with the defence. And I thought I'd chuck the goalkeepers in because I didn't want to do one whole Sunday just on picking three goalkeepers. So I've tied them in with this defence, really. Then we've got Southgate's legacy, which we'll also discuss. And England Player of the Week, which I said was going to be a usual thing to have on the channel. And then, of course, we'll have a quick look at the EFL Cup final because, they've done it, haven't they? Liverpool have won the title. So, how is everybody? Everybody had a good week? You're going to have to mind me sipping again, as I always do. There we go. Lovely. Right, so this week, as we all know, Luke Shaw, there was the news saying that Luke Shaw's injured, and I said on the channel, didn't I? I think it was last week, that we're at the point now where players can pick up injuries and it's going to rule them out of the tournament. Now, I'm not saying Shaw has been ruled out of the tournament, and I don't think anyone else is neither. He's pushing it now, though, isn't it? If he's got a serious injury and he's going to take that long time to come back, he's pushing his luck now to go to the Euros, particularly if he's going to go fit. And he's out for a couple of months, I believe. Right, from what I'm understanding, he's out right up until the Euros. So he's a major doubt now, major doubt for the Euros. And then when you start to have a look at our left back position, all of a sudden we're not looking that strong, are we? Because the other obvious choice there, Chilwell, can he be relied on to stay fit? And has he been playing that well? I would argue he hasn't, but we'll come on to that in a second. But I think it leaves us short. Even with Shaw there, I think both Shaw and Chilwell, it was leaving us short just because of the seasons they're having, the fact that neither of them can seem to stay fit. Put my teeth back in. And we're struggling. We are going to be struggling in that left-back position. So, who else have we got? Who else is our left-backs? Now, some of the obvious answers is that you start to move some of those abundance of right-backs over. Yep, so Warline straight in, Kieran Trippier. So, does he go left-back alongside Chilwell? Absolutely. I saw a video on YouTube this week where someone even suggested that Joe Gomez of Liverpool goes left back. I think it's quite an interesting shout. Who else, though? Who else do we have that can play at left back? In a game, think about this now. This is a player who, if you're in the semi-final or the final, you're going to trust there. And that's the difficulty. It's not just putting a player there. It's making sure that this is a player that is going to do the job and that is going to be reliable. I can see some of you have already come in with Trippier. Yeah, Gomez. It wasn't my shout, by the way. It was a video I saw this week. And I think it's a great shout. A really, really good shout to go left back. Any other one coming in, though, you're looking, they're not going to have the experience. They're going to be very young, probably, and lacking that quality. Mount. I mean, would Mount get near the squad? I mean, I've not put on today, actually. I should have put this on the talking points because I want to talk about Marcus Rashford as well. And I think he comes along the same brackets as Mount. I know we're concentrating on defenders and goalkeepers this week, but I don't think someone like Marcus Rashford at the minute should be anywhere near that plane. Nowhere near the plane. And I think people are putting him in their starting 11s and things like that. And for me, he just doesn't get near the plane. When you look at Anthony Gordon, Palmer, these other players at the minute that are just far better than him. It's as simple as that. They're playing far better than him. His work rate isn't great. So, I mean, that's just... I came on to Rashford then because somebody's mentioned Mason Mount. And I think with all the best intentions in the world, there's no way Mason Mount goes to the Euros. There's no way. Graham Potter's been linked with Sunderland. Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, after this weekend, it's not looking great for Newcastle. I put a tweet out earlier this week to say, I think writing's on the wall that Eddie Howe might get sacked at Newcastle and he's naturally going to become our next manager. And I know this is a topic, Southgate's replacement, and Southgate is on the agenda today because I want us to discuss where does Southgate sit amongst England's managers. And I'm not talking about English managers who's managed in the Premier League. I'm talking about England managers. Where does he rank against other England managers? Interesting poll I put out. Some of you may have already replied to that, but I'm going to load the results up of that I put out only yesterday, but it's got quite good feedback to it. Don't mind me having a sip. So yeah, let me get rid of this and we'll start to have a look because I've set something up here. How many have I got in chat? We've got about 10 or 11 people, which is great. So I've set this up here where I want us now to start to look at our England squad. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this each week. We'll start with the goalkeepers and defenders. And then as it goes on, we'll do the midfielders. Let me move to the side here. And then the attacking options. And then I'll put it all together in a video. And it's a squad then that we have decided together. So the goalkeepers. And I think a year ago we were in a much better position. But it seems like from a goalkeeping perspective, there is only one certain choice. One. And we all know who that is. Well, I hope we all know who that is. And that for me is Jordan Pickford. There is no way anybody else... So I'm going to be populating this. So as I'm looking to the side, you'll see things appear. So Jordan Pickford's got to be on there. He's got to be. He's starting. Not open for debate really, is it? He's there. I think the next player is then Ramsdale. Even though he isn't playing. And that might say a lot about England, actually. Who's the third keeper, though? Now, yes, interestingly, someone's already came in there. Who is it? It's War Lion, 94. Coming straight away with Jack Butland. Now, let me get this. Let me load this up. I'm gonna have to superimpose this over the top. So this was on the BBC News this week. England recall closer, but not a given. Rangers goalkeeper Jack Butland. So he's getting in the headlines, isn't he? He's getting in the headlines, particularly because Nick Pope is injured. Jack Butland, at the minute, does appear the logical choice to go. I mean, if you're looking at England goalkeepers who are starting and performing, he has to go. He has to. Even above Ramsdale. Raya. I mean, Raya's not a goalkeeper I know much about. I think Jack Butland, though, is an experienced keeper. I mean, my shout, when I did my video on my Euro squad a few months back, I had Trafford in mind because he'd just come off the back of winning the tournament in the summer without conceding a goal. Just made his big move to Burnley. And I thought he will I thought he would be a good third choice to go. Because, look, the third choice goalkeeper isn't going to play. This is a disaster. They're never going to play. So I was like, let's take Trafford because he's the future for England. And I'd love to see him get that experience. And that's what I was thinking. But he's had a shocking tournament. He's had an absolutely shocking tournament. Yeah, Ray is Spanish. Thank you. I thought he was. I thought I was going mad then. But because Trafford's had such a bad year... I mean, he has. He's not been looking very... He's not been looking great. So, does he go? Do we put all our eggs in that basket? Like I said, this is the third choice goalkeeper. I mean, who is... The second choice goalkeeper is up for debate. So, whoever is Jack Butland the second choice now for England? Above anybody else? He is. Nozza's come in. Butland is the flavour of the month at the minute. He is, absolutely. No, Burnley aren't a great team. But neither are Everton. And as far as I looked about a month ago, Jordan Pickford had the highest amount of clean sheets in the Premier League. So that says a lot. Burnley have been leaking goals, and he hasn't looked that great. He really hasn't. So... Trafford for me, are we looking at Ramsdale, Pickford and Butland? At the minute, it's hard to argue against it. He's playing well. I don't watch much Scottish football. I don't know about you guys. All the talk, as Noz has just said, it seems like there's no smoke without fire. There's a lot of conversations going on around Jack Butland at the minute. And I think as of today, he goes. He definitely goes. And I don't think many people will be disappointed at that. And going back to the fact that, touch wood anyway, no one else will play. It will just be Pickford the whole tournament. I think that's the three goalkeepers England take as of today. So if anyone's watching this later, it's the 25th of the 2nd, 2024. So we're a few months away. And I think at the minute, choices for England in the net are only getting slimmer rather than building. We all thought maybe Ramsdale perhaps would have moved in January. It didn't happen. And Pickford's a country mile England's number one. And I think at the minute, Jack Butland goes and is a bit of an outsider. Again, Pope's not around. I think Ramsdale's a good keeper. I think he's very unlucky not to be playing more regular for Arsenal. And I'd be happy with that. Nozza, yeah, that's okay for goalkeepers. Yeah, brilliant. Okay then. We're going on to defenders. Now, Football Channel's come straight in with some here. Some of those I'm going to agree with straight away. Stones goes, doesn't he? He's on. I mean, is there anyone in here? Sam Johnston, no, not for me. Not for me. Does anyone here think that John Stones doesn't go? I mean, I'll be very, very surprised. No, I don't want... good afternoon, Gene. I wouldn't want Klopp. I genuinely mean that. I just don't think he would be a good international manager. I really don't. And everyone might think I'm mad. But I wouldn't want him. As daft as it sounds. But anyway, back. I want to put in. Yeah. So Thomas Hill, Kyle Walker. I'm going to start by putting the certs in. I want Gahey. Yeah, and Gahey's. I wouldn't say Gahey is one of the certs yet. But he may still get in this squad. But let's start with the certs. So the certs are Stones. The certs for me are Walker. And Maguire, isn't it? He has to go. He's gonna go. We all know he's gonna go. He's not as bad as what I think people make out. But I think he's a cert on the plane. He is 100% cert on the plane. Stones, I mean, I've gone for, wait a minute, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go for 7 defenders. Let me know if you think we should go for 8. But at the minute, I'm going to go with 7. So Stones, Walker, Maguire. Trippier, yeah, 100%. He goes. Anyone else who we're putting in as an absolute 100% goes no matter what. I think. So Thomas Hill's come straight in. Do we take Trent as a midfielder? I think so. I think that's where his place is with England, isn't it? It certainly is. We know Southgate doesn't trust him at the back, and he's not going to get in at right back anyway. He isn't. So I think we look at Trent as a midfielder. Who else? Chilwell, yes. I mean, Chilwell has to go, doesn't he? If he's fit. If he is fit, he goes. Now, if we're only taking 7, that only leaves us with 2 spaces left. So let's just take stock here. We've got 2 fullbacks, 2 right backs in Walker and Trippier. And I know we're only picking defenders today, but are we saying Trent goes next week when we're picking midfielders? Because if he does, he's a potential other right back, which means Trippier and Chilwell can be the left backs. Right, so a few people now. So I've got Football Channel defenders: Tomori, Maguire, Gahey, Stones, Kwanzaa, Trippier, Walker and Chilwell. War Lion 94, Trent, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Gahey, Trippier, Chilwell. Dunk. I'm glad someone said Dunk, because I am going to fight tooth and nail for Dunk. It is hard. Noz has come in saying this is hard, and this is my point, and we're going to do this all together because it is bloody hard. It is really hard. It's 23-man squad. There are probably 18 names, 16, 17, 18 names where almost everyone will agree on. Outside of that, it's a free-for-all. Absolute free-for-all. Someone said James Justin. Let's start to think about. I know this is our squad, but we've got to think actually who is going to go. Is anyone like? Honestly, I don't think Tomori's anywhere near this squad, and Noz has just come straight in with me. I don't think Tomori gets anywhere near Southgate's or ours. Thomas Hill, Mark Gahey has played several times under Southgate now. Yeah, so this is what I'm looking at. The centre-backs, because we're currently here, we've only got 2 centre-backs. So I would argue the next 2 players we pick have to be centre-backs, because we've potentially got 4 full-backs if we're including Trent as an emergency full-back, should we need him. We're already deciding he's in our squad next week, but this may change. So we're looking at centre-backs. I don't rate Tomori, and someone else has agreed with me there. Gahey is the one that keeps coming up. Are we all agreed on Gahey? Is he the next centre-back to come in here? Colwill. Yeah, I mean, there's Colwill as well, who I've not even mentioned. Tomori, Dunk, Colwill would all be a waste of space in this squad. Yes, Gahey, Darius said. Right, I'm going to go with Gahey, because I can't see many objections to Gahey. Now, Football Channel keeps coming back with Kwanzaa or Dunk or Colwill. I mean, we've got Gahey in, as you can see. I've put him in. I think then who's... I mean, this is going to be... Everyone's going to disagree here. Let's say Dunk, because personally, he would be the next player I go for if I was picking this squad. What's everyone's thoughts on Dunk? He's come up a few times. Thomas Hill seems in favour. What about everybody else? War Lion's not, I don't believe. What are we saying? No, I don't think... Ed Burton, I like Duncan. I think Southgate does. Yeah, I agree. I think Southgate does. Think back to the way he played in Scotland. He was phenomenal, wasn't it? And I think the thing is, you take Maguire out, Dunk is phenomenal in the air. Phenomenal. And that's what I'm thinking of as well. Not Dyer, no. We're not discussing Dyer. That ship has sailed for me. Noz, are you sure about Dunk? No, I'm not sure. And this is why it's so hard. Tyrone Mings, I mean, I'd be honest with you, he's the one player before who I really did not like for England. I really did not like it. But in the last Euros, if you remember when Maguire wasn't fit for the group stages, Tyrone Mings came in those group stage matches and did brilliantly. But he's not a name on anybody's lips, and he wouldn't be one of mine, but when he's been at a tournament for England, he's done well. Dunk has played all right for England. PJ, yeah, great in the air and under pressure. Ed Burton, PJ, they all seem to be agreeing. I like Dunk, but unless injury happens, he won't play at a tournament now. I mean, I can see a lot of love for him then. I can see a lot of love. And Joe Gomez, oh my God, yeah. I mean, I even said earlier about Joe Gomez going to left back, and I've not even got him in. But then, do we take 8? Are we saying we're taking 8 defenders and not 7? Because at the minute, how can we leave Joe Gomez out? Because he's quite a versatile defender, because he can play fullback and centre back. Yeah, Thomas Hill. So, do we pick, if we're sticking with 7, is it Gomez or Dunk? If we're going for 8, I think we go for both. I don't think Shaw's going to be fit. We're assuming Luke Shaw's not going to... Well, even if he is fit, he's not going to be match ready. That's what I'm assuming here. Gomez is certainly the more experienced player. Maybe not on an international level. It's hard. This is hard. Gomez instead of Gahey now, someone's coming with. So do we want to take Dunk and Gomez? Is that what we're saying? Oh. Let's have a look. So we've got the 2 right backs we're going for are Walker and Trippier. Trippier can also play left back. So do we need another? Do we need to take another right back? I mean, the other person that we're not even mentioned here is Reece James. But he won't. I'm just assuming he won't be fit. He's just never fit. But I mean, this is how difficult this is. Gomez, Dunk, Reece James. At the minute, we're struggling for places for these guys. For Kwanzaa, no, he's for me. I'll go with Gomez, I suppose. So right, are we still sticking with Gahey? Gomez had that issue with Sterling a few years back, and it was around the international break, and it caused issues in the camp. I mean, that's another thing I forgot about any issues, actually. That is another thing. Walker and Gomez cover full back and centre back. Walker and Trippier right back. Chilwell, Gomez, Stones, Maguire, Dunk centre back, and Gahey right. So I think Gomez goes. Are we saying? Oh no, it has to be Dunk. Someone else coming in. I think Southgate would bring Gahey and Dunk. Yeah, but then are we saying Gomez gets left at home? Because at the minute he's one of England's, by far one of England's most on-form players. Another player I've not even mentioned is Ben White, who can also play right back and centre back. Not even mentioned him. Reece James, Ben White, Dunk. I mean, this is, you can already say this is such a difficult thing to decide. I think toss a coin at this way. I know. I think, and this is our squad though, and I do want to go a little bit with what's realistic. I'm not going to chuck players in there that Southgate's never going to pick. I do think Gahey goes for Southgate, so I want to keep him in. I don't think Ben White goes because I think if you remember he fell out with Steve Holland So there's some baggage there. There is some baggage there. I can't decide. At the minute, I'm thinking Gomez stays at home, and if I put in that and gives us Dunk, so that gives us defenders of Stones, Walker, Maguire, Trippier, Chilwell, Gahey, and Dunk. I mean, I can see Love Art's coming through, but I don't know if there's just one person or everyone's agreeing or what. But I mean, I'd be happy with that. It's sad, isn't it, that good players are going to be left behind, but the 23-man squad, remember, for the past few tournaments, we've been looking at 26 because of COVID, if you remember, and things like that. It's now gone back to the 23, and this is why it's so blooming hard. And this is an area of the pitch you would argue England are lacking in depth the most. So imagine how... I mean, we've struggled to come up with this. Imagine what we're going to be doing next week when we look at that midfield. Football Channel, I don't think they go. I don't think they go at all. Thomas Hill, yeah, I think that looks reasonable. So we're saying 7 defenders. We may come back. I'm gonna go through as much as what we can next week, and then if we find ourselves with 1 or 2 places, then we say, right, if we've got a space here or a space there, who comes? Do we then look at Gomez or someone like that? But I think at the minute, that's a solid defensive line. And this is what I mean. 10 different people will probably have 6 or 7 of those, maybe even 5 out of the 7 defenders, and then the last 2 flip a coin, as someone said. It is so hard. But I think that's a solid back line, bit of experience mixed with a bit of youth. And I would trust all those coming in. Gahey and Dunk. Centre-back's such an important place. Dunk in the air, I just don't think it can be underestimated. So I would pick Dunk in my squad. That is one of the players that are on the fringe here that I ultimately would pick. Where position may open up, and I think this is where Gomez may potentially come in, is if Chilwell isn't fit or his form doesn't improve. Because we all know Chilwell can never seem to go, like Reece James, can never seem to go 6 months without picking up an injury, can he? So maybe a position opens up there for Gomez if he's willing to play left back. So those that are going to join me next week, we will follow on from this. We will then go on to midfield and then obviously the forward lines. But I think that's a good start to our European squad. I'm really happy with that. So let's take this. Let's get the talking points back up. Really fascinating start this week. So thank you so much for your input there. Really interesting. Southgate's legacy next. Now, I asked earlier, because we keep saying, it might not be the case now. We may be staying on. But I think outside of Southgate winning the tournament, it may be his last. Knowing the FA, I think they want to keep him, actually, because it's just easier. It's just easier for them to keep Southgate. They know what they're getting. But let's assume this is his last tournament. Where does Southgate currently rank amongst England's best? England's best ever managers. And I'm talking about England managers here. I did a poll earlier. In fact, I did a poll, when was it? It was only yesterday. And the feedback I got from it was quite good, actually. Really good amount of feedback. So let me get this up. Because I think these are his main competition. I don't think there's anyone else. So I asked England fans, who is... I'm going to have to look at this on my phone as well because I can't see it. It's so small. I can't see the results properly. So basically, where does Southgate rank amongst England managers? After Alf Ramsey, there's no debate. Alf Ramsey is England's greatest ever manager. He's won the World Cup. It's as simple as that. So who is England's greatest manager after Alf Ramsey? Is it Gareth Southgate? Bobby Robson, of course, from 1982 to 1990. Terry Venables, 1994 to 96. And Sven, 2001 to 2006. As of now, 137 votes cast, 62% are saying Gareth Southgate, 26% are saying Bobby Robson, Terry Venables on 5%, and Sven on 3rd. And I'd pretty much agree with that. I really would agree with that. Josh, lovely to have you. Second after Alf Ramsey, Thomas Hill. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the comments on this, there's not been a few, but I've been back and forth with a few people. And there's some people that vehemently disagree with this. Some people think still Southgate's overrated. He's not that great. He's not England's second best manager. And I just think it's nonsense. I mean, what more could he have done? Seriously, what more could he have done? So I don't agree with these people. I don't agree with that. Really, I think it's pretty straightforward in terms of where Gareth Southgate sits, and quite convincingly as well. There's no one else after excuse me, after Alf Ramsey that comes close for me. So Alf Ramsey, Terry Venables. I mean, there you go. Wall Iron. So Alf Ramsey, Terry Venables, Sir Bobby Charlton, 4th Gareth Southgate. People are going to have different opinions on this. I very strongly believe Southgate is England's second best manager of all time by a long distance as well. That's what I believe. But clearly, other people disagree. Thomas Hill, 1 semi-final, 1 final, 1 quarter-final. Yeah. If Southgate was to leave, he would go to Crystal Palace. Well, I mean, once he leaves, I'm not bothered what he does, really. Gary, the Euro's still great with me. It was a bottle job, yeah. But you could argue that for every time. Every time you could argue that. Euro 96, bottle job. You could argue it for every single time England have gone out. How many tournaments do we say if we'd have just got past that, we'd have won that tournament? The fact is, in tournaments, Southgate has been more consistent, and he got us to our first and only final since '66. Ever. I mean, that speaks for itself. I did hear an argument earlier saying that the competition now isn't as great. I just don't buy that at all. I just do not buy that. I just don't. The tournaments now are bigger. There's more teams in them. I just don't buy the fact that Southgate's playing worse teams than what we were 30 years ago. I just do not buy it. War Lion, the opponents are not as good as the past. I don't see that. I just do not see that. We'll all look back on rose tinted. I mean, a lot of people now will literally sit here and say that even the golden generation that England had are a better team than the current one we've got now, because people look back with rose tinted glasses, but clearly they weren't. Not from an England perspective. Well, if Roy Hodgson gets sacked, he probably will. God no, we don't want Roy Hodgson back. He's gone anyway. He's gone. He's no longer Crystal Palace manager. What do you think Southgate's tactics versus previous managers? I do agree. Look, I am not one here that says I do not get frustrated with Gareth Southgate. I do, trust me. I share the same criticism as everybody else. I think there's been sometimes we've been too defensive. Looking back at the World Cup, though, he literally got everything right for me. Everything. I think we were the best team in every single game, including the France game. If you look at the stats and you look back on that game as well, we were not defensive at all. I think we had more possession than France. I think we had more than enough opportunities to win the game. I think he set us up perfectly. You cannot compensate from players, particularly the greatest goal scorer in England history. You can't manage as a manager for someone to miss those opportunities. So I think Southgate at the World Cup, I agree in the past, but at the World Cup I think he got everything right, and it was just those fine margins. PJ, I've seen England managers not even qualify for tournaments and go out in the group stages. I mean, that's the other thing. Historically in groups, England have been so poor. And I'm not talking about qualifiers, I'm talking about at the tournament. Even Euro 96, we were terrible. We were terrible at Euro 96 in the group stage. But people look back on that tournament as one of England's greatest ever tournaments. And I think Southgate, every tournament we've gone to, we've looked really good. We've looked really, really good. And I genuinely believe on another day we'd have beaten that France team playing exactly the same way. His in-game management, so Thomas Hill, I think where I've got frustrated in the past is when he's been reluctant to make changes. He's too late to make changes. English, by the grace of God, you are deluded. I mean, that's fine. You can have different opinions, but that is my opinion. And I look back on that game, and I've watched it back since, and I still believe that. Southgate made them a team, that's for sure. Southgate's been revolutionary, even if his tactics haven't always been in the past. Better German, Dutch, Italian, Brazil teams. Yeah, I would. Yeah, okay, I understand that. I do understand that. We were good against France. We were good against France. We were good against France. And no one would tell me otherwise. End of the day, there was only a penalty between us and them, and you could argue a few very contentious refereeing decisions. But England were good that night. They had more of the ball than France. I think they outplayed for France for long periods. Just look back. Look back on the last World Cup. England were one of the most offensive, exciting teams at that World Cup. We were really good. Look at the way we disposed off the African Cup of Nations in the knockout. It breezed past teams. We were breezing past everybody. If Southgate leaves after the Euros, would you take Steve Cooper as manager? I'd personally like him to be. He's already worked with a few of the players. It would be a very FA appointment, wouldn't it? Do you mean Steve Holland or do you mean Steve Cooper? Because I always think Steve Holland is the most FA appointment we could have. We don't control possession. Not Steve Holland, sorry. Got myself confused there. No, Steve Cooper. And then the other manager, current under-21s manager. Second half, we battered France, but we weren't clinical. Yeah, I mean, honestly, anyone else who thinks France outplayed us in that World Cup needs to go back and watch it. Because it just was not the case. It just was not the case at all. It's attempted control of possession via defence. And we weren't defensive. We weren't defensive all World Cup. We just weren't. Kurt Barlow, people have such short memories. We went out to Iceland in 2016, for fuck's sake. Look at us now. We are legit and one of the best teams in the world. Yeah, it's taken us up to third in the world. So I wouldn't take Steve Cooper. This is the problem. I wouldn't take many other managers. I wouldn't take any other managers. But the idea, in the past, I think in the first 4 years ago, in the first Euro, Southgate was too defensive. In the last World Cup, Southgate was not too defensive. And I stand by that. I think the only criticism that's rightly on Southgate now is that even still in games, he is reactive rather than proactive to making changes. When a game starts to change, he is still only making those changes when it's too late. Yeah, it was, but I think a lot of that blame has to be on the players. They didn't want to be there. If you remember, it was attached at the end of that really long season, and they just didn't want to be there. It's not an excuse, but the players did nothing for Southgate there. They just all, I mean, there were 3 European games. I went to them all, and they all just wanted to be on holiday. It was a disgrace. They won't have English managers, so it's foreign. So we wait for them. Let us know which one is it. I mean, we'd all take a foreign manager. I mean, of course we would. Look at Serena Wiegman with the Lionesses. But again, who would you take as a foreign manager? They won't have any English managers, so it's foreign. So we wait for them to let us know which one it is after the Euros. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I can see Southgate staying on. I think if Southgate reaches at least the semi-finals, the FA will want to keep him on. 100%. They've already saying it. So this isn't me like thinking I know what I'm talking. He's been in the press. If the FA could, they would give him a new contract now. The irony is Southgate got the job because England was in such a poor state. He probably wouldn't get the job now, weirdly, which is because he's turned it around. No chance. I mean, it's hard to say whether we get it now because we don't know how we would be in club football, but I doubt he's going to be as successful in club football as what he's been in international. I think Eddie Howe's the most... I mean, I think Eddie Howe will be out of a job this summer, the way it's going at Newcastle. Graham Potter seems to have been hanging around when he's probably had a lot of club offers, and you think, well, why is he hanging around? So I think, do you start to think, is he holding out for it? No, there were no direct quotes from the FA, but all the talk was that the FA wanted to discuss contracts with Southgate. They would be 100% happy for Southgate to stay on. I think regardless of what happens in the tournament. The fact that there has been articles over the past 2 weeks talking about Southgate staying on after the Euros and a new contract offer being on the table, there's no smoke without fire. And I think the FA would sign him today if there weren't going to be an uproar. No, I don't agree. I think there's been a lot of noise about Southgate keeping his job. An awful lot of noise. Sunderland wants Graham Potter. Jose Mourinho. I mean, what would we all think to Jose Mourinho? It certainly won't be an FA appointment. No way. It's all rubbish. I mean, I hope it's all rubbish. Let me make that clear. English, by the way. I hope it's all rubbish, because we should not be talking about a contract with Gareth Southgate. The FA should certainly not be talking about a contract with Gareth Southgate before the tournament. I hope it's rubbish. He has to prove himself. Now, for me, he now has to win the Euros. So I hope it's nonsense. I just don't feel like it is. Okay, let's put this way. People are talking about Pep and Klopp. There is zero chance managers of that calibre will have touched England 8 years ago. Yeah, I mean, the problem is that they're not international managers, are they at all? They're just not. And I can't see either of them being England manager. And I can't see them. There's no guarantee that either of them would do a good job either. I think they're both types of managers where they need a lot of time with the players that they're working with to set their philosophy and their expectations, and I just don't see that being as effective at international level. I'm not saying they're obviously bad managers, they're obviously amazing managers, but I just can't see it. It'd be a big change for them both. English players I want going to Euros. Okay, I mean, English, but you may be surprised about which foreign manager they can get. I think so. I don't think the England job or international jobs in general are that attractive. I really don't. I mean, what we will know is that England will pay the money. The FA will get their hands in their pocket and pay. They'll make someone the highest paid manager in the world if they need to. But I just don't see it, and I don't know if I'd be happy. I don't know if I'd be happy with Klopp or Pep. I mean, I probably would. I'm talking nonsense. If Pep was lined up in England's colours, I'd be like, yeah, this is buzzing. We're going to win everything. But I just don't think it would translate. We wouldn't be playing like Man City. Pep did say when he leaves he wants to go into international management. Yeah, but I think there's going to be, they've got their own countries to look at. I think the German press there's a lot of talk, isn't there, about Klopp going to Germany, given the fact that they're in a bit of a transition period at the minute. But I think Gareth Southgate comfortably sits as England's second greatest manager, which is where this conversation started. I'm not going to say anything I won't jinx. Yeah, well, I don't know. At the end of the day, in football, a week's a long time. And we all know nothing will be decided, touch wood, until after the Euro. So an awful lot can change, including who people thinks the flavour of the month is. So who knows? But in terms of Southgate's legacy, if he were to leave this summer, he's right up there. He's given me my best moments by a country mile as an England fan. And he's right up there. The main problem with not extending Southgate's contract is there isn't an obvious replacement. Yeah, I mean, that is the other argument, and we've said this before. But is that a reason to keep him on? You could argue yes. I mean, at the end of the day, if there's no replacement, we often see clubs criticised for sacking managers and not having a plan to replace them. I don't think there's an obvious replacement. No, I don't think he is wrong. I don't think there is an obvious replacement at all. I really don't. You could ask, and the reason why I know that, you could ask, again, 10 different people and you'd have a different preference each time. And no single manager fits the bill precisely. Well, I was a firm believer that Graham Potter's already got the job, because it just seems so odd that he's been out of club management for so long when his stock was so high. I know it didn't work out for him at Chelsea, but you just feel like, why isn't he being back in club football? So I always thought Graham Potter's already had this lined up, but I don't think that's the case. They could just drop his extension in March or April like they did last term. Excuse me. I think the only way Southgate 100% keeps his job is if he wins. Yeah, I mean, it just feels like now or never. That's the part. It just feels like now or never for England. And I think people will just be just like, he's not going to do it. Because no one can say he hasn't had the opportunity then. And it just feels like now or never. This tournament, I know we say this all the time as England fans, saying we're going to win it. This one really does. Genuinely, we are right up there with being able to win this tournament. It does feel like that time, and this is why I think he has to win it for him to keep his job. It's not like the expectations are always high; they're always sky high. But even the biggest, anti-English fans out there, the fans who really don't, even they would begrudgingly admit that England are special at the minute, and we've got every opportunity, and probably should be one of the two teams to win this tournament. Maguire, Henderson, Phillips, Trippier, yeah, we're winning it. I mean, I don't mind Maguire or Trippier. I think Trippier's a great player. I mean, yeah. So there's the other thing. Is 8 years just too long anyway? Regardless, does he go out on a high if we win it? Is it time up regardless? It's an interesting point. I mean, the frustrating thing is, and this is probably more for next week, is that when we do get on to the midfield, English by the grace of God has already mentioned it, is going to be taking players that aren't popular. Henderson and Phillips are right up there. Right up there with being on the plane. But we'll have a look next week. But I think, going back to the core of this, Southgate really does rank up there with, for me, our best manager after Alf Ramsey. He really does. And I would take some convincing. It's a hill I'm willing to die on, and I would take some convincing to think otherwise. And it seems like a lot of other people agree with that as well, hence the results. Very interesting, though. Very, very interesting. Let's load up these talking points again. So Southgate's legacy, I think Southgate's legacy is secure. He'll always be known as probably the manager that should have won something, but like them all, like them all. But he's certainly done himself no harm at all. We will 100% look back on this in 20 years' time, regardless of what happens. I think this was a good time for English football. England Players of the Week, then. So, over to some of you guys. Anyone who's really stood out for you this week from an England perspective? It's nice to see Chelsea. I mean, even though they didn't win the EFL Cup, it's nice to see Chelsea have such a strong English bunch of players up front at the minute. I'd like to see them do a bit better, though. Trippier and Walker's last major international tournament, same as Henderson, yeah. And, well, yeah, Kane's getting on a bit now as well. He'll probably go to the next World Cup, but... if Gareth Southgate had stayed for the same length as TV, would you say he's our best manager after RV? Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. If, buts and maybes. As it stands, Gareth Southgate for me is the best manager after Alf Ramsey. Harry Kane brace was insane. Yeah, it was really good. Saw that. I don't know about everybody else, but Real Madrid, Dortmund and Bayern Munich, I'm just keeping an eye on all those because there's an English interest there. Jared Branthwaite, yeah. Harvey Elliott. I mean, Harvey Elliott, he doesn't seem to get mentions often, does he? In terms of England squads. Saka, yeah. I mean, Saka's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal. He's had another good week. Palmer, Yeah, and I think he played quite well today, Palmer, as well. Maguire, look, Maguire, he ain't doing that bad. I mean, out of all the Man United players yesterday, at least he was the one putting the effort in and looking the most threatening. He's the defender, for God's sake. So we've got to respect Maguire. Really, he's not been world class, but he's standing out above the rubbish at Man United at the minute. Foden continuing to score. Harvey Woodby who can play right wing in midfield. Gordon, Gallagher was decent today. Yeah, I mean, it's his finishing though, isn't it? I know he scored 3 in the bounce, but he should have scored today. He should have scored. Are you Team Foden or Team Saka? If I had to pick one or the other, and ideally I would like to start both. I just want to make that very clear. In my starting 11, they would both start. But if you are telling me to pick one or the other, Saka all day long, particularly for England. No, he's not. Yeah, I understand it. He shows brilliance and he's not good at. But we're already looking. We're not blessed, mate, with centre backs. We're just not. We're just not blessed with them. And whatever you think is at least experienced, he, on the most part, is better for England than what he is for Man United. I still think he goes. I think he's different. I understand the arguments against Henderson and Phillips, but for me, Maguire still goes. I wouldn't take Rashford or Grealish. I mean, Rashford, I mentioned him earlier. We're talking about players who have had good weeks. I think Rashford's playing himself out of the England squad. I can't see how he should get in this England squad at all. I wouldn't take him at the minute. I wouldn't take him on the plane. I think his attitude stinks. His form's not good enough. Josh Phillips, you say Maguire is our best centre-back. No, Stones is our best centre-back, but I don't think he's far off. I think that's how bad we are at centre-back. Maguire has to go to the Euros 100%, so Rashford can't be as bad as Maguire, but Rashford's worse than Maguire. Rashford has been playing far worse, and it's his attitude as well. It's the whole package. Liverpool has a few English players like Conor Gomez, Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott. Maguire playing better than a year ago. Yeah, he is. Grealish, he's gone a bit quiet, hasn't it? I think the problem is with Grealish, again, is you look at his records and you think he should score more. He should score more and have more assists. For where he plays, he should do more. I really like Grealish there when he would go on the plane for me. But he's not. He should do more. That's what I think. He should have more. I love Rashi, but he doesn't deserve to go with how he's playing. He doesn't. And look at the players. Look at a potential player who could be missing out. You're looking at a Palmer or a Gordon who's missing out if Rashford goes. I mean, is Sterling ahead of Rashford at the minute? I don't know about you, but I'm taking Palmer over Grealish and Rashford right now. Yeah, and there's my point. Southgate will take Phillips, Henderson, Grealish and Rashford. He will. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Rashford's going to be hard to pick. If he keeps on with the form he's doing and the attitude he's showing, he is going to be difficult for Southgate to justify to take. Dunk, Colwell, Branthwaite, all better than Maguire. So why is Maguire Gareth Southgate's first pick? Thank God he's in the summer. I mean, the thing is, with England, he is different gravy. He's better. He is better. I like Dunk, though. I'm with you there. I really like Dunk. Colwell and Branthwaite are pretty much untested, aren't they, at international level? I mean, I'm sorry, I can still see why Maguire goes. I really can. If we can get an informed Rashford, he would be one of our best attackers. Yeah, but how long have we been saying that now? I agree. Rashford on his day easily makes the squad. But you seem to go 2 steps forward and 5 back with Rashford. And there's that complete lack of consistency all the time. Take Palmer then Rashford. Yeah, I mean, Palmer, Gordon, all of these have been tenfold better than Rashford this season. Mate, we can't play a higher line or play with one centre because of Maguire. No, I'm with you on his pace. He did look like he was running through treacle a little bit this weekend. He's good in the air, though. We don't tend to play a high line anyway with the... I don't know. I still think he goes. And I understand. I'm with you. I understand your frustrations, but I still think he goes. What about James Maddison? Everyone has forgotten about him. James Maddison goes. I mean, I'm saying everyone goes here in midfield, but you'll see next week. Big players are going to miss out. We all need to get a grip here, because I promise you, by 2 weeks' time, when we've picked our forward line, there's going to be a nice pile, 3 or 4 players here that are brilliant, and they're left at home. Such is the nature of this, and the amount of talent we've got available. We play so much better as a team. We were good against Scotland without Maguire, very good. And then as soon as he came on, he scored an own goal, didn't he? James Maddison, for one, when he's come in for England, he doesn't do a lot. He's not really shown the form for England. There are 4 games before the Euros. It'll be harder to bed in new players to the squad. Southgate will pick his strongest squad. I think we'll pretty much know who he's going to pick. He doesn't experiment. Kane will play all 4 of these games, for example, in March and June. He won't mess around. He never does. I don't want to sound aggressive. I'm just so desperate for England to have a top manager, foreign, and play attacking football. We've had 8 years with these players getting better and better thanks to foreign coaches. But you can't underestimate what Gareth Southgate's done with that international team. You cannot. Look at all throughout my lifetime, apart from Gareth Southgate, the players seem to hate playing for England. And we just played as a bunch of individuals. At the end of the day, he's got them playing as a team. As a Liverpool fan, Gomez has been really solid this season. I don't think he should start, but he's good as a sub because he can play left back, right back. Yeah, it's another one where the more I'm thinking about it, because he's so versatile, he probably needs to go, but then who comes out? But then, like I said, we may go back and say, right, we've maybe got an 8th spot there. Yeah, but genuinely now, so English by the grace of God, if we got rid of Southgate, I think our chances of winning the Euro now, if we got rid of him now, would just go downhill. I don't think our chances now improve if we get rid of Southgate before the tournament. I just don't see it. Yeah, he sorted that out, but we are shit on the pitch and he's inept. Thank you for that, Garth, but time to go for the sake of England. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Gomez going, but only if Shaw isn't fit. Well, I think genuinely, do we, just so we're clear, if Shaw's back, if he's not injured and he's only been back a handful of weeks, does he go? Even if he's not fully fit? Because we may change that then. Personally, I don't think he should. If not fully fit, he doesn't go. I don't think England have enough talent to take players. Only the very Harry Kane, maybe Bellingham. I think they're the only 2 players that go if they're not fully fit. Like, I'm talking like less than a month, because I think it is going to be that touch and go. And obviously, he's not going to have played any games neither. Nozza's saying, yeah. Oh, I don't know now. He's done a muscle injury, I think. Yeah, sure, should go. Okay. So it looks like then a few people are saying if Shaw is fit, he goes in terms of back, uninjured. Even if he's 80% fit, it sounds like a lot of people are saying Shaw goes. It's looking difficult for Joe Gomez. Yeah, I don't know. It's so hard. It is so hard. The last Euros, Chilwell wasn't 100% fit, but he went, so yes to Shaw. I think the thing is, though, is that he's likely to want to play Shaw, isn't he? Like, start him. But then again, will he? Look, this is the other thing. There's going to be 2 or 3 weeks at the start, because we don't need to play our strong... we should, but it's not going to be a disaster, is it, if he's not there against Serbia, for example. Too risky to take short in a 23-man squad. This is... Yeah, because it's such a short squad. maybe I'm biased, but I think Shaw is one of our best when he plays. Yeah, he is. No, you're not biased at all, Josh. You're not biased. Look at what he's done in an England shirt previous tournament. His quality, some of his deliveries have got us on his way. He's great. And fully fit. He's 1,000,000% on the plane. Not sure the other option at left back, Chilwell, isn't the best defensive, and Trippier isn't great tactically with him being right-footed. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. So Tom's saying that if Shaw goes in 80%, Luke Shaw plays better than a fully fit Trippier and Chilwell at left back. I mean, Chilwell seems to have really gone downhill. He's not had a good season, and he just seems... Yeah, he's just form's not there, is it? And that is a huge concern, because usually in the past it's just like, fine, just bring Chilwell in. Dead easy, almost like for like, maybe even better, dare you say, replacement, but he's just not pushed on. Not pushed on at all. But would he be better playing in a better team? Because that Chelsea team in the minute, you look at the players and they're all individually great, but they're just not there, are they? We're going to keep coming back to it. So what I'm going to have to do is, obviously following today's video, I'll put this together, start to look at the defenders we've had. So we've gone for our 3 goalkeepers, 7 defenders at the minute. And then we'll go from there and see where we get to. And that leaves us with 13 players in midfield and up front. If Shaw gets injured during Euro 2024, we cannot risk that. We don't have the backup for the fullbacks, and most of them have got their last tournaments this Euros. It's about right now. Gomez could be unfit by the time. Yeah, and this is it. This is the same for everything. This is literally, if you see Harry Kane go down holding his feet, or anyone goes down injured now, it really is the time when you could be ruled out of the tournament, which is potentially what's happened with Luke Shaw here. So just all of us, cross every finger, every bone in your body, touch every piece of wood, just pray to the heavens that, right, key players, there's 5, Kane, Saka, Bellingham, Rice, and I would say Pickford. Those 5 players, just pray nothing happens to them, because the drop-off between any of those replacements is huge. How many players do you think will be playing their final tournament for us? It's hard to say. I mean, it depends obviously then what squad he picks, but a lot of the right backs, the traditional right backs, your Walkers, your Trippiers, are coming towards the end. Harry Kane, I mean, I don't think it will be his last tournament, but he's not getting any younger, and who knows how he's going to be going into his 30s. There's a lot. There's going to be quite a few that, I mean, Henderson, if he goes, he's not going to play another one, is he? There could be a lot, and this is why it feels like now or never. He plans to, but it's a big difference between saying you plan to and whether his body can do it. Although professional footballers now do tend to have longer careers, don't they? So who knows? I do expect Kane to go on, but he's not going to have. He's going to lose a bit. He's obviously going to lose a bit, and I hope he is still here in Euro 2028. But we definitely need to start using the fringe players after the Euros, win or lose. I mean, straight after the Euros, it's straight into the UEFA Nations League. And yeah, he'll have to start bringing new players in. Kane most likely gone for next World Cup because better manager in for then. Well, I think any manager would be stupid not to pick Harry Kane, though, regardless of who that is. Maybe Maguire, his last tournament, yeah. So there's a lot. Some of the key players for England, it's going to be their last. Kane could end up doing what Rooney did and dropping as a midfielder. I wouldn't lie that. I think Rooney just didn't look after himself, and I think his career towards the end, I found Rooney so frustrating towards the last 3-4 years of his career. And that is the other thing. And I go back to it's now or never. It really is now or never. And this is why I think some people are getting really angry that Southgate's still there, because they think he's going to ruin it. End of the day, I don't think that. I think Gareth Southgate is genuinely our best chance of winning this Euros today. I don't see anyone who we could bring in between now and then that would have the time and the impact to make the changes. So sticking with Southgate is our best chance. For me, anyway. Everyone, again, will have different opinions. Obviously, and I'm going to look at ending this soon, but before we end, we've got to mention, obviously, the English Football League Cup final. Congratulations to Liverpool, who, despite booing the national anthem, are champions again. Well, I disagree, English. I think it's coming home. England are like Spurs, let's be real, whoever we get, bottle to a ref. I should never understand why England picked Rooney in his last few years. Yeah, he was a little bit frustrating. I think the whole goal, I mean, this is the other thing. You look back in the old golden generation, all these players nearing 100 caps, that wasn't a good thing. You know, the fact that within one small generation of players, 5 to 10 years, there was, I think, must have been 5, 6 players who reached 100 caps. That just shows you how little was coming through at the time and how so many other players never got an opportunity. It's not a great thing. You don't want 8 players within one decade achieving 100 caps. That's not a productive footballing nation. Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, them booing the national anthem, it doesn't sit right with me, but congratulations to them anyway on winning the cup. It has to be acknowledged. But thank you all so much. I think it's been a good one this week. Really good one. We've started to see, haven't we? I mean, we knew it anyway, but we all know why it's going to be so hard to pick this 23-man squad. I think there's been some great debate tonight, some absolutely fantastic debating going off, and that's what it's all about. You know, we're not all here to agree. It's what it's all about, and this is what this channel is all about. It really is. Now, I know all of you that are commenting or subscribe, but if anybody's watching and you're not commenting, please just hit the subscribe button. It does help me out a lot. And join me every single week, you know, where I can. I think this is like the 5th week in a row now I've done this, and every Sunday I do this because it's a space I wanted. It's a space why I set up the channel, to talk about England, because it wasn't happening outside of mainstream media or any media outside of international break. So this is why I set this up, so we can all talk about England 24/7 or 365 days a year, 52 weeks a year, whatever. So yeah, so this is why. So thank you all so much. Good luck in picking the next midfield next week. I know I'm going to have to do my own work because I was already talking about Ben White and all these players that we weren't even thinking about. So I need to produce a full list, and we're going to pick from that list. But it's not going to be good. I'm dreading it already. It's going to be so hard. Warline, great show tonight. Agree to disagree about Gareth Southgate. So yeah, that's fine. It's absolutely fine. And to be honest with you, the likelihood is most of you are going to prove, you know, those that don't like Southgate are probably going to be proved right, because to win a tournament, only one team can. Obviously, I hope everybody's wrong, but the likelihood is we're not going to win it. But let's see. If Gareth Southgate has any balls, he'll pick Branthwaite or Cole instead of Maguire. He doesn't, so don't get worked up with winning anything. Good channel. Thank you, Nozza. Good chat. Keep up the good work. Thank you, PJ. Everybody knows how to get Maguire and Gareth Southgate's England. Yeah. Well, let's see. End of the day, we all want the same result. Whether we all think he's going to do it or not is a different kettle of fish. But thank you all so much for joining me again. Thoroughly enjoying these. Really had a good session this week. Please put any comments in the video after. And if there's anything else to pick up there, we will do. But I hope you can join me next Sunday. I need you here next Sunday to help me with this midfield. Because yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. Someone says he's not going to Euros. Portugal better now as well. Really enjoyed this. I saw your channel for the first time the other day and hadn't seen any other English content. And that's the point, Josh. That's exactly my point. There's loads of club channels. I am a huge England fan, obviously, and there's nothing out there. So you thought, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to set up my own channel. So that's what it's all. I'm doing it for the love and passion of the England national team, and for us all to have somewhere to go to and to talk about it. So yeah, great. Please share it with anybody you know who might be interested. And it's just all about getting us talking about England because I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think build up to a tournament is amazing. And by the time I get there, we're all going to be so excited because we've been having these for how many weeks, and it's just brilliant. And I love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you all so much. It's this whole channel is way more successful than what I ever thought it was going to be. Even if I've got 20 people routinely on a live stream with me and 100 views, or the fact that I've got even 5 subscribers is amazing. But thank you all. Let's get a proper manager after the Euros. Yeah, I mean, end of the day, after the Euros, we all want what's best, don't we? Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on my next video. Thank you very much.